Using special selling techniques will help you to increase your market stall sales and get your customers to want to buy from you. Hi, my name is Yara, and in this lesson, which is one of 2 videos, we're going to look at ways for you to increase your sales by looking at supermarket secrets, retailer strategies, buying signals, and we're going to look at the principles in the art of persuasion. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to think about is the customer. How are you going to get your customer to come over to you? Well, what I'm going to say to start with will seem incredibly basic, but I promise you it is the key to getting any sales. Unless customers come to your stall, you're going to increase your sales by 100% once customers come to your stall. So the first thing is to make eye contact. When I'm at a market, I'm absolutely exhausted at the end of the day because I'm working so hard to make contact with people. So you should be constantly looking at the eyes, just catching people's eyes, and as soon as you catch their eye, smile. Very basic, but if you can imagine, at the end of the day, if you are exhausted, you have done well. So you're constantly looking, catch the eye, smile, and smile, and then make some sort of communication. So if you're selling food, you may have tasters. So then speak. So eye contact, smile, have a taste, have a try. It sounds so banal, but I promise you, this is the key. So once you get your customers approaching you, communicate. So either get them to taste your product, or if you don't have that kind of product, just pass the time of day. I love your jumper, it's beautiful yellow. Just begin conversations. That customer possibly won't buy, but at least you've built a connection. That's the importance. I mean, a lot of people who attend markets and shows do so because they like buying local. They like buying from individuals. So you get the person going home saying, "Oh, I bought this wooden spoon, and the chap I bought it from won the award for the best wooden spoon maker in the southeast." Because the seller has to be building that rapport with people, telling the story. So they're the first steps, to build rapport. But also, your display is important. If people can tell what you're selling from a distance, you'll have a better chance to sell it. If it's very clear. If it isn't, if it's a jumble of goodness knows what, they're going to walk straight by. But if they can tell what it is that you're selling, all the better. A very important thing with this is to have clear pricing from a distance. Okay, you may not want to label every item on your stall, but let's say you're selling silk scarves and dresses, or hats as well. All of those things are going on in your store, but if a customer can see a sign, a big sign saying silk scarves, £10, that's an appealing price for the product, so they may approach. The rest of your wares may be £45, £50, I don't know, but at least an initial price, it removes barriers for people to approach your stall. So that is so key. I've seen it brilliantly used, and ever since I saw it, I thought, I really like that idea. Very good. Height as well. Height just adds interest to a stall. We are given a flat table, but if you can bring your boxes and whatever you have, or things that you can suspend things from, make your own stall, just to add interest. and also grouping items in sort of a group of scarves, a group of hats, a group of gloves. Grouping things together, it helps the brain to register what is going on in the store. People buy things because it's easy. They don't want the complications and lots of writing, and they need it in an organised manner. Imagine files in your brain. So have your store like that to make it incredibly clear for people when they're buying. Lighting. Now, not many people know this. I've tested it on a normal market stall. So when you've paid £30 for your market stall, and then to have electricity in a street, you need to pay another £5 or whatever. Quite often it's free, but sometimes you need to pay extra for electricity. I'm very tight, so paying a fiver? No. So in winter, when you're out in the streets, it can be very dark. And one year I thought, oh, I'm going to try the electrics. So bought some lights, paid for the electricity, and the difference in sales was extraordinary. If people can see what they're buying, I mean, it's obvious really, but if people can see what they're buying, they're more likely to, one, approach, and then again start the whole process of making it clear in people's brains what they're buying. So lighting, it may cost a bit more, but do consider it. It really works. Some other really interesting things which nobody uses on a market stall that I've seen, because you're going to disturb other people, but music. They've done tests on selling, for example, French wines in a supermarket. Lots of other competing wines, but when they played French music, the French wines sold more. Exactly the same. German wines, German music, they sold more. It's all a matter of psychology why we buy. So just have these thoughts in your toolbox of selling techniques. You may want to consider them sometimes. Another just thing on music, some tests were done. Some local shops had a problem with some sort of loud youths coming to their shops. And so what they did, they put in piped music, but they put classical music on the outside of the shops, and almost overnight the youths stopped coming. Interesting, eh? Other things to consider, this is a nice one, positioning by association. So, I can see this working, but we can work in lots of different ways, but I can see this working for sort of handbags, scarves type things. So take a product, let's say it's a Burberry coat, or a Barber, or I don't know, a known product for your audience. Put that article of clothing, on a statue on your stall. And then the main thing, the thing that you're actually selling, which are handbags, put the handbags on these statues, and you will see your sales increase exponentially, because you're positioning by association. You're saying that your handbags are in the same class as the luxury item that you have chosen to associate it with. Really powerful technique. A lot of high-end shops do that. Another thing that they do, they put items on a plinth, because if something's on a plinth, it's suddenly got star of the show status, and it has extra value, extra perceived value. You could even do that, at just a regular market stall, having something on a plinth, and that will be your sort of star item. Another thing, packaging. Packaging may seem a waste of time, trifle, not important, but tell that to Hermes. So, Hermes scarves, well-known, top end product. Silk scarves, £300 and above. So you go into a Hermes shop, or someone who's selling Hermes items, Yes, I'll have that £300 hand-painted thing of beauty. Okay, madam. Imagine the person takes the scarf and plonks it into a plastic bag. There you go, £300 please. You wouldn't buy it, you'd walk out of the shop. I know this is true. That is why luxury, high-end companies spend a lot of money on packaging. So Hermes are known for their yellow boxes with beautiful tissue paper, folded, just stunning stuff. So it's all part of the buying process. Now, if you do have really nice packaging for whatever, even if you're selling cupcakes, show the packaging because it'll add value. When you do package the items, do it in a reverent way. You know, that's all part of the customer experience. It's very valuable. And buying signals. Now, when customers come to you and ask you lots of questions, and you say, why? It's so annoying, why are they asking me all these questions? It should be looked at as a real positive thing, because they're asking questions to find out if they want to buy it. It's sort of is it vegan? Is it sugar-free? Is it oil-free? Is it this? Is it that? They're assessing in their minds whether this is something that they could buy. Probably because they want to, but there might be limitations involved. So questions are a fabulous thing, as well as if people touch their face. If they do that, then get your packaging ready because they're just about to buy. And of course, obviously, when people walk towards your store with their purse in hand thinking, which one am I going to have, or what am I going to buy? That's of course another reason to get your bags ready, poised to buy them. To see the second part of this lesson, click on the link.